Hey everybody, what's going on? You guys doing all right? Okay, I hope you're all doing very well. So today I baked myself Amy's Margherita pizza. I'm really looking forward to this. Amy's has the best pizza, if you're looking for pizza to bake at home in the oven. So this is usually what I get. It's so good. This is like I said, the Margherita pizza. It's got basil, tomatoes, and mozzarella cheese. Let's see if I can show you what it looks like without dropping anything. Okay. Thought I'd just cut it right up here. I thought the pizza cutter would make some cool sounds and just eat, relax, hang out. I've got kind of a funny, scary story I'd like to share with you guys today. So I know you're always asking for more stories. So this time of year, it's springtime's finally here, and you start thinking about what you want to do for the summer and whatnot. So I'll get into all that in a minute, but first things first, you guys sit back, relax, okay, take it easy, put your feet up, don't worry about a thing, okay, just hang out with me for a while. Let me cut a piece of this pizza and we'll get started. I just took this out of the oven too. I'm sure I'm not gonna cut it perfectly like they do at the pizza places, but that's okay, right? There we go. All right. Okay, you guys are probably wondering where the chips are, right? I love chips with my pizza. There you go. These are the sweet Southern Heat barbecue. So I don't know about you guys, but when the weather breaks and springtime's finally here, I start thinking about all the fun stuff I'm gonna do this summer. Fishing and camping and all that fun stuff, hiking. I really want to go do some camping this year. I think that'd be so much fun. I used to go all the time. And that's where this kind of a funny, scary story happened. Once I went camping. It was it was a long time ago, back in the olden days, probably over at least probably over 25 years ago. I was just a young guy, and a big group of us went camping. It was so much fun. Just sitting around the campfire and roasting marshmallows and eating and just having a good time. Thing I remember most about that particular trip was, well, for one, the raccoons they were just all over the place, and they weren't shy either. They just walk right up to you like, they were your pet or something, and sit up and beg for food. It was just the craziest thing. Of course, we'd try and shoo them away, like, go on, get out of here, and they'd run away for a second and just turn around and come right back. It was just, there was this one, you guys know Garfield the cat, how lazy and fat he was. This raccoon, somebody must have been really seriously feeding this raccoon all kinds of food, because this raccoon had the biggest belly I'd ever seen. But there's probably a lot of fat raccoons in the campgrounds. So one evening we all decided to take a little hike. There were lots of walking trails all over the place, but we kind of wanted to just, there was a big open field back behind the little site where we were camping at, and we decided we were just going to walk through the field a little bit and go do some exploring. That's really fun too. Like, I don't know, it's just neat to go a different way, try and find some cool things out there, maybe an old abandoned barn or something, just it's kind of neat doing stuff like that. Most of my mom's family, they're from West Virginia, and there's all kinds of, mountains and wooded areas and fields to walk around and explore. It's so much fun. So we decided to walk through the field and just, relax for a little bit. And it was still daylight, but it was, there wasn't much, daylight left. I'd say maybe half hour or so. The sun was setting, and it was, late evening. So we walked up to this, well, there was this big, huge, it was a mound of trees way out in the middle of the field. It was just the eeriest, creepiest group of trees I'd ever seen. The reason it looked so creepy to me was because the sun was setting behind these trees, and it was actually shining through the little openings of the trees, and the sun actually made it almost looked like a demon's face. It was just the scariest thing. There was two eyes and a scary looking mouth and a nose, and it, obviously it was sun rays, so it was just really creepy looking, with the rays of the sun shining through the trees like that, and this demon's face. It was really, really crazy. So this guy, Johnny, good friend of mine, I haven't seen him in a long time, but we're walking along, and I said to Johnny, I'm like, look at those trees up there, that's kind of creepy? And he's like, it's, look at those deer up there, though. You see all those deer in front of the woods? And Johnny had thought there was this family of deer in front of the woods. And I'm like, those aren't deer, those are tree stumps, they're not even moving, so. He says, no, those are deer, I can tell. There's a whole family of them right there. And I'm like, it's not deer, it's tree stumps, So anyway, we're having this little bit of argument, about whether it's deer or tree stumps. We were so far away we couldn't even tell. So we're walking and we're getting closer and closer to this group of trees with the sun shining through, and the scary, what looked like a demon's face staring right at us. And we get closer and closer, and we realize that well, it's not deer, it's not tree stumps either. We had stumbled across a grave site. Those were graves right in front of the woods. It was there was about 20 tombstones. We had stumbled across the graveyard out there in the middle of the wilderness. It was, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. And that was, like I said, over 25 years ago. I turned around once I realized that we had stumbled across this graveyard, and I ran back to the campsite as fast as I could. I was so scared. All my friends were laughing at me, but yeah, that was just the scariest thing. So we went back to the campsite and kind of had a good laugh about the whole thing, but it was really scary, with the sun and the trees and the tombstones and all that. Yeah, that was a pretty creepy sight, but we stopped at the, there was a little tiny store at the campsite, and we stopped into the store the next day to stock up on, snacks and, chips and pop and, just stuff for the day, food. They had, hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff there, whatever to cook on the grill. So we stopped into the store, and there was this older gentleman working at the store, and we asked him about it. We were like, hey, we were walking through the fields last night and stumbled across this grave site in the middle of the wilderness out there. It's kind of strange. He's like, oh yeah, that's the McVicker family. They're the ones that founded this whole campsite. They're the original owners. And he was right, because I actually did get close enough to look at one of the graves, and it said McVicker on there. So I guess it was, the whole entire family of the people that owned the campground. So it's, at least that made me feel a little bit better that people, knew about it. So kind of a cool story, but I was definitely scared that night when I was just, wasn't expecting it. Sorry, you guys, probably a little more talking than eating in this one, but you guys are always asking for more stories. I thought that was a really good story. And when I'm sure we all have stories and memories. My wife always tells me what a great storyteller I am, but it's just, to me it's just memories, and it's easy to describe what happened because it's it's all inside my head. I just basically tell what happened to me, but I think we all have stories and memories, and when you can remember something that happened 25 years ago, over 25 years ago, that's a pretty good memory. It's still inside your head after all these years. So I have a lot of them too. I love telling stories or sharing memories, if you will. I'd still like to go on a vacation cruise ship one of these years. I tell myself that every year. I think that would be so cool. Maybe do some, like some deep sea fishing, or, just swimming with the dolphins. That would be awesome. Working the crazy schedule that I do, it's just so hard to, find time to do something like that. This pizza's really good, you guys. If you haven't had it yet, give it a try. It's again, it's Amy's. She has all kinds of vegan pizzas, vegetarian, a little bit of a healthier option if you like pizza. Yeah, I went out the other day. I got a little bit of yard work done. I think I've cut my grass twice already this year. I fertilized it as soon as it got warm. I gave it a good fertilizing, and I planted some flowers around I have a tree out front. Planted some flowers around the tree. I just love my yard. I get really excited too this time of year because it's just so much fun. I have a lot of good times, planting my flowers, and I have other flowers that come up every year. I go out there every day, kind of looking around for them, waiting for them to come up. I've got some tulips, they're already up and bloomed. I've got some lilies, they're doing pretty good. I've got some hostas that come up every year. That was really good, you guys. Okay, I think that's about it for tonight. Nice little bit of a longer video. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. It's definitely a little comical. You can imagine me, stumbling across those tombstones and running back to the campsite. But anyway, thanks for everything, you guys. Thanks again for subscribing and all of the awesome comments you guys give me. It's really the bright part of my day. I read every single one of them. It's really hard to reply to all of them because I get so many of them these days, but I do the best I can, okay? So keep them coming. I really enjoy them. All right. Thanks again. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.